become the 2011 class advisor. He represented our class, making every homecoming and winter carnival something we will always remember, because he made winning his job. Although it was stressful at times, we pulled through as a class, making these past 4 years memorable, all because of him. I'm proud to announce Mr. Eric Hummel as our class speaker.
Thanks for that great introduction, Lacey. I've been relying on Lacey for these past few years at home cross-country meets. She's been a team captain, and whenever too much is going on, I'm getting a little overwhelmed. She would tell me to calm down, take a deep breath. So I'm going to try that right now. Parents, family, friends, teachers, staff, administrators, it is a great honor to be here tonight taking part in this ceremony as we watch these young men and women graduate from high school. Now, I might just be not some wild arrow shooting rock star. I'm just a lowly high school math teacher, but I am thrilled to be here tonight. And personally, I get to enjoy this graduation not just as a teacher or as a class advisor, but also as a parent. Parents, wow, where did all that time go by? Each year, I like to take a picture of my kids on their first day of school. Do you remember what everyone looked like on their first day of kindergarten? The excitement, the smiles, the frowns, the nervousness, the tears. And that was just us parents. Our kids were excited and nervous too. Now all of that has been replaced by this handsome, smiling group of confident young men and women. Hats off to you, parents, for getting them this far. Now some of these kids I've known for quite a while, and others I've just met in the past few years, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. Actually, I think I first met most of these kids back when they were playing youth soccer. The good old days of MRA soccer over at Stronach Park. You guys remember that? How many of you played there? Yeah, I see a few hands there. Cameron's team was always called the Rockets, and I got to help out with practices sometimes. We had a coach who always shouted things like, "Attack, Rockets, attack!" I remember so many of these kids from their youth soccer days. Before she was singing on the Ramsdale stage, Taylor Roberts, you were kicking soccer balls for the Rockets. Before he played sax or dressed like a lumberjack, tap my arm, you were our coordinator. Lee Jacobs, your hair used to be this long. Before we could find you on YouTube, Drew Spenceley, you were playing soccer. Other kids were on that team at various times. Remember Seth was there, Blake, both Slavinsky boys at one time or another. And we had George Brown back before he was shaving. Third grade. The Rockets' main competition was Coach Gillian's team. They were always the team that we had to play our best to stay with them. And with the cries of "Attack, Rockets, attack," we actually beat them once and we did. Now, there was some suspicion from the other teams that our cries of attack would actually incite our team into a Pee-wee-sized brawl, but that wasn't the case at all. The cries of attack simply meant to go after the ball and be focused, and not to wait for the ball to come to you. Class of 2011, it's time for you to go out and attack life. Don't wait around for things to happen to you. Go out and make them happen. Go after that ball. Don't wait for it to come to you. This past week, when we were reviewing for exams, I had a few seniors ask me if I was going to miss their class next year. Now, as a teacher, I see a lot of classes come and go. That's one thing that's consistent in this business. You get older, year after year, but the kids stay the same age. But this class has a little bit more connection with me than I actually realized. You see, most of them were born in 1993, which is the same year I started teaching high school. They started high school here in the fall of 2007. Which was the same year I started working here in Manistee. I've never known being in this high school without having them around. At sports games, at dances, at assemblies, at band concerts, at plays, they've always been here. Class of 2011, you will be missed. I'm starting to miss you already. Well, my main connection with this class started about 3 years ago. I don't know if you know all this, but the class of 2011 got off to a rough start as freshmen. They didn't get themselves organized with school competitions. There was infighting, outfighting, false starts, hurt feelings, disappointments, and the biggest sin of all, they didn't participate in the annual mock rock competition. competition. When you've got more parents signed up to help with school events than you do kids from the class, it's time you need a new approach. So Mr. Grant and I were asked their sophomore year if we take over the class advisory. Now, I got a confession to make. I'd never been a class advisor before, and I was hoping to get through my life without ever being one. But after a guilt trip from my wife, thankfully, Mr. Grahams has done this before. He's a full pro at things like banner making, float building, and window painting, and all you parents were fantastic help in all the help you gave, and we got some really talented kids in our class. Alex Tomaszewski designing those banners, all you kids that painted the windows, you guys turned out to be great artists. Who knew that Owen and Brandon were so good at building floats? Everything started coming together. Hard work and strong effort led to good times, good memories, and they actually started building a little class pride. Whether it's kids participating at pep rallies, who can forget Paul doing the wall sit, or Aaron with her big hair, or Ian showing us how he does the milk, or our girls dominating in Powder Puff games, or the class all working together as a group downtown, kids started coming together. You guys started coming together. My favorite memories from this class, however, are going to have to be the mock rock competition. This, in my mind, is where the class really pulled things together. If you don't know, mock rock is our annual lip-sync style competition held each winter. It combines music, dance, comedy, and I was amazed to discover this class's enthusiasm for it. I knew the girls in our class were all great dancers, but who knew the guys wanted to have in on the fun? I had football players requesting to do solos. When you got your senior guys demanding to spend some more hours working on their dancing moves, that's a good problem to have. Carl and Zach, I could be wrong. But I think you spent more time dancing to Lady Gaga this past year than you did running football plans. The end result, you guys pulled it together and you won the mock rock competition your sophomore year after not showing up your freshman year. Not once, not twice, but 3 years in a row. You were laughed at, mocked, and you were told you couldn't do it, but in the end you did. Don't ever let others put limitations on what you want to do in life. An anonymous quote has been said, all your life you are told the things that you cannot do. All your life they will say you're not good enough, or strong enough, or talented enough. They will tell you no 1,000 times no, until all the no's become meaningless. All your life they will tell you no, quite firmly and very quickly. And you will tell them yes. Now, when it came time for this class to vote for their class motto, I'm going to tell this. Did you know that the prevailing sentiment was that they wanted to vote for something other than what you see on your program today? They wanted the old sports refrain that whiners and losers chant to officials after a bad call. Nuts and bolts, we got screwed.
Go sit with Grandma and Grandpa right now.
The list of injustices they've experienced in their minds is lengthy. Consider in 6th grade, they didn't get to go to Michigan's Adventure like the other classes did. And in 7th grade, when they moved to middle school, the 6th grade came with them so they couldn't escape the class of 2012 that year. And to add insult to injury, those 6th graders got to go to Whiteout, and you guys never did. In 8th grade, when they were ready to rule the school, a new assistant principal came in. In 9th grade, this is the first class that the state of Michigan began their new graduation requirements with. They were the experimental group. They had to take 4 years of math and English, 3.5 years of social studies, and 3 years of science, among other requirements. First class ever to graduate from Manistee with those requirements. In 10th grade, oh, this is the big one that hurt. They were sophomores. All the freshmen got laptops. These guys never did. And now their senior year, the class of 2011, after 3 years of trimesters, they had to switch back to semesters and then go through a calendar change. And to top it off, they got their old middle school assistant principal back. What a tough road these kids have had. Don't you feel sorry for them? Class of 2011, you may think you had it tough. But I assure you, there are many out there in the world far beyond Manistee that would have killed for any of the opportunities that you've been given. Learn this now. Life isn't always fair. There are many things in life you simply cannot control. But in my experience, one thing that you can control is how you react to others. It's been said that our lives are not determined by what happens to us, but by how we react to what happens. Not by what life brings to us, but by the attitude we bring to life. A positive attitude causes a chain reaction of positive thoughts, events, and outcomes. It is a catalyst, a spark that creates extraordinary results. Now, it's usually at this point in the commencement speech where the speaker will make some reference to some country western song, saying that life is a dance and all of your dreams are like vessels on a river, and before you die, you should go out skydiving and ride a bull named Fu Manchu. But I'd like to end tonight with some words of wisdom from my favorite source of inspiration and frequent lookalike, Conan O'Brien. As you may remember, last year, Conan was unceremoniously fired from his dream job after only 7 months as host of The Tonight Show. But rather than being angry or facing the future with bitterness, Conan had this to say on his final night on air. All I ask is one thing, and I'm asking this particularly of young people that are watching. Please, in life, do not be cynical. I hate cynicism. For the record, it's my least favorite quality. It doesn't lead anywhere. Nobody in life is exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen. I'm telling you, it's true, amazing things will happen. Class of 2011, you have amazing things waiting for you out there in the world. They will happen. You will see extraordinary results. Attack, riders. Attack. Thank you for allowing me to share your celebration tonight. Congratulations to all.
Are you ready to get your diploma?